Look how this perp doing 225!
Stay down, Hedgehog!
Sonic the Hedgehog is a platform game developed by Sonic Team and published by Sega for the Sega Genesis home video game console. In the 1980s, Sega had had limited success with Genesis ports of its arcade games, but wanted a stronger foothold against its main competitor, Nintendo. In 1988, Sega of Japan began an in-house competition to find a rival to Nintendo's Mario, one that would feature a mascot for the company. Even Sega president Hayao Nakayama wanted a character as iconic as Mickey Mouse, someone who could compete against the Italian plumber. Development emphasized speed, so Sega considered fast creatures such as kangaroos or squirrels. Among the several proposed character designs that were rejected including a rabbit, several types of warriors, a clown, a human character with Bart Simpson-like hair, a small porcupine, a chicken with an attitude, a wolf wearing an American flag t-shirt, and a bulldog. Ultimately, at the suggestion of game designer Naoto Oshima, a hedgehog was the animal that stuck out. Temporarily under the internal codename Mr. Needlemouse, Sonic was originally teal-colored, then a light shade of blue, but he was changed to a dark blue so he would stand out against certain backgrounds, and to match the Sega logo. One of Sonic's designs that the team were considering would have displayed a more human-like look to him. God only knows why they abandoned that idea.
Oh, come on.
Also, Sonic was supposed to have a human girlfriend named Madonna. The developers scrapped her though, given that the character, as well as her design, didn't quite fit the game well. One funny fact to know is that programmer Yuji Naka and other staff mistakenly believed that hedgehogs can't swim, which explains why Sonic doesn't float when underwater. That detail was left in to give players more of a challenge. The original idea was for the game to be based very largely on object interaction, whereby Sonic would destroy enemies by picking up and throwing various objects. This idea was scrapped because it slowed down gameplay too much for a character whose main characteristic is, well, speed. So the rolling attack was used instead and has served the character well throughout the years. The interaction mechanic was later used in another Sega game, Ristar, and was later revived in Sonic Adventure. A good portion of the game's design was done by hand with pen and paper. Levels, as well as its enemies, would be drawn by hand, assembled from the limit of 64 parts or panels in each zone, though some would be off limits since they were background assets. Little known fact, the classic Sega sound actually took up 1/8 of the original game's cartridge space, meaning a single 4-second sound needed more storage space than entire levels. The score for this game was composed by Masato Nakamura, who was famous in Japan for being the bass player in the band Dreams Come True. There was originally going to be a sound test feature in the game, with Sonic appearing as the lead singer in a rock band. This was ultimately not included in the final product. The other characters created for the band were Max the Monkey, Mac the Rabbit, Sharps the Chicken, and Vector the Crocodile. None made it off the drawing board except for Vector, who 4 years later earned a starring role in the 1995 video game Chaotix. When Sonic dashed into stores on June 23, 1991, the Blue Dude with an Attitude's adventure became a massive success. It sold nearly 1 million game cartridges in the US by Christmas 1991, and in total sold over 2 million copies worldwide, generating a gross revenue of $1 billion in console sales by the end of that year. By late 1991, the Sega Genesis outsold the SNES by 2-1, taking up 65% of the market for 16-bit consoles alone. On the critical side of things, journalists and gamers praised the game for its visuals, gameplay, audio, and soundtrack, aspects that were seen as revolutionary at the time. While a few may have noted that it can be a little too fast to fully enjoy, that barely put a dent in the legacy the game has built for the Speedy Hedgehog. It spawned 2 direct sequel games, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in 1992 and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in 94, along with many more games made over the years, some venturing to different genres, released across a variety of different consoles to varying results. Sonic even made some appearances in other forms of media, not just video games. He made a cameo appearance in Disney's Wreck-It Ralph, and its sequel, Ralph Breaks the Internet, is a playable character in a majority of Smash Bros. Games, had several comics and mangas from the early 90s and onward, and a few animated shows. While it's been through development hell for years, Paramount Pictures released a live-action animated hybrid film of the same name in 2020. Even when the film went through some hiccups along the way, it ultimately became a success, with both audiences and fans of the original games praising its faithfulness to the source material, and even becoming the highest-grossing video game film adaptation of all time in North America. In general, Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the highest-selling video game franchises of all time. Considered at the time as Sega's answer to Nintendo's Mario, Sonic sped into the hearts of millions, old and new, and, over the years, proved to be one of the biggest icons in gaming history.